Hi there, everyone. Welcome to episode 645 of the Mike from Maine show, the place where we do daily interviews with successful online entrepreneurs. This is your host, Mike Thomas, and today on the show, we have Sam Robinson on, and we're going to be talking about a tool that you're going to be able to use to drive free traffic to your own website, to your opt-in pages, wherever you like, using the power of other people's content. Let's get into it. Here's Sam. We are here today with Sam Robinson. Sam, welcome back to the show.
Hey Mike, good to see you again. Within weeks of last time.
You are a machine when it comes to launching products, and today we're going to be talking about another one of your babies that you're going to be putting out on the market. But before we do that, Sam, for people that might have missed your previous interview, tell us just a little bit about yourself. And one thing I really want to dig into is how you've been building an email list and what that's done to your business and for your life.
Yeah, no, thanks, Mike. Yeah, for those of you who haven't heard my story yet, I've only just started in internet marketing. Believe it or not, I started in December 2014 last year, so it's June now. So just a little over 6 months I've been into internet marketing. 8 months ago, I had no idea what it was. I had absolutely no idea. I remember I interviewed you at one point and sort of came in with like a new angle to relate to how new people saw internet marketing. And now here I am, my fourth launch coming up, and I've been focusing on building a list, which is something you actually taught me, Mike, really early on in the piece, just how important, having a list is when it comes to marketing yourself, marketing a product or making a living online, how important the list is to your income. And naturally, it's been building. I've been making strides lately in trying to up the conversions and make more sales to build my income and hit some good goals, good reasonable goals I've set. I don't like to be one of those people that likes to claim this and that and throw big numbers and pretend figures out there. I'm pretty reasonable, but and so part of the inspiration is I'm always looking to build my list bigger, always full of ideas in my mind as well for launches, and it sort of came together with a passion or a drive within me to want to be able to build bigger lists, not only for my internet marketing, but for other aspects of my life. I like to, I rely on communication a lot. So I've used this tool that we're going to look at today to build a list for something completely unrelated to internet marketing as well.
As far as building that list goes, just so people understand, I know that you had a goal that you wanted to hit, a weekly goal. What's that goal, and have you been able to even get close to it yet?
Yeah, exactly. As I said, I'm quite reasonable. I'm not going to throw you six figures here and things like that, like a lot of people do online and without substance as well. And one of my goals with internet marketing, for me to be able to go from working full-time, I was working full-time at a premium car dealership. My wife had a good job. I was offered a job from Ferrari, a $100,000 plus year a job to go work, but I gave it, threw the opportunity away to tackle internet marketing. So what I had to do to make internet marketing worth my time is I set some goals, and one of those goals was I had to get to the point where I was earning $4,000 a week as income, to make internet marketing worth it, so to speak. I mean, to make it, to justify the risk and investment of my time as in regard to being able to go and work for quite a cushy job with a good pay rate, because I know there's a lot of people out there who would take that with both hands if they had to.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice salary.
Yeah. So my goal was to make $4,000 per week with internet marketing. Okay, I started off with a list I did a launch over Christmas where I gave affiliates 100% commission on the front end as a goal. My main objective was to build a list of buyers, and so I started off with a list of about 500, which is quite a bit in the grand scheme of things. And I was mailing. I was maybe doing $300 to $500 a week in mailing, sometimes, but sometimes less, sometimes more, depends how busy the industry was. And now I've got to the point where just the other day, in one single mail, sending out an email to my list, I did well over $1,000 promoting a product. So, and my goal is to do four mails a week, and 3 to 4 mails a week. And if I can consistently hit that $1,000 per mail, I know I'm on track, and I'll be happy.
and that's from the power of building an email list. And there's many different ways that you can go out there and you can build that list. One of them is by using tools like we're going to be talking about today. It says on the sales page here, finally engage using video, utilizing the sharing power of social media and the ability to lean on viral news and websites. Engage traffic with opt-ins, images, and call to actions to build your list and to drive sales. So I see a lot of things going on here. I see viral stuff going on here. So when I think viral, I think free traffic, people sharing my stuff. Seeing video here, which of course, I'm obviously a big fan of using video in marketing, because it builds that trust and it just adds a whole new dimension to everything that you're doing. Bring us in, tell us what this is all about, and then in a minute we'll take a look at a demo.
Yeah. Oh, you certainly, just reading that sentence there, it does sound like a lot to take in, but it's the reality of the product in a way, because as I mentioned, I've always been coming up with ideas and inspired to be able to build my list and do sales and everything online. And we sat down, a few months ago, three or 4 months ago, and we started making a list of the ingredients you needed to be able to capture attention. Because if you go put a opt-in form way in the dark corner of the internet somewhere, you're not going to get people engaging. So hence the name Click, Pop, Engage it is there to engage people and build that list. And what you can do is use, because video now has become so big. I mean, you would agree, I agree, there's barely anything I look at that doesn't have video on it anymore that holds my attention. You want to see a video, you want to see a quick rundown of what you're actually looking at, maybe listen to it while you scroll the sales page or whatever. So we decided to combine the attraction of video along with we get I know a lot of people who like to lean on viral news and build traffic, so we combine that as another ingredient. And then you got opt-in forms and just everything. It's like just a big mash together of all these magic ingredients to create an engaging experience for the people you're trying to capture their imagination.
And it's funny, and we'll take a look at this in a second, but before we do, I mean, when you're already on Facebook and Twitter and Google Plus or even email, like we're all out there sharing articles, sharing different pieces. Like I'll go out there, find a funny video somewhere or an interesting article, or I don't know, just like I want to be able to share blog posts with people, and I'm doing that for free anyways. Why not go ahead and at the same time be able to share it? And if I'm sharing it, the probability that other people are going to share it as well is very high. They go out, they share it with their friends. My form gets put in front of them, my opt-in form. People start opting into my list. They're not just clicking something once and then going away. They're getting on my email list. I can market to them over and over and over again. It's just, I mean, it's without my email list, Sam. This is your whole purpose of your business now is to build that list. The same with me. Like I want ways that I can build that list, whether it's through launching products, whether it's through social media, whether it's through solo ads, Facebook ads, whatever. This is a free way of doing it. And I don't know about you, but I always love free ways of getting free leads and free traffic onto my list here. Let's take a look inside. Go ahead and open up the curtains. Let's take a look.
Cool. So what I'm going to do, Mike, is I'm actually going to show you an example, a real life example of how I use this to build leads. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen right now. Cool. So have you got my screen there, Mike?
Yes.
Perfect. So what I've done is I mentioned how I wanted to build a list that was, one of my lists that is completely unrelated to my internet marketing. Now, a lot of you probably don't know that on the side I do have a job where I race cars.
And I just learned about that,
Like,
everyone, by the way. I didn't
yeah,
know Sam's some crazy race car driver on the side. So, okay, go ahead.
yeah, so I've kept that down on the down low, and but then like with that side of things, I've learned a lot about self promotion, and I have to promote myself to give the sponsors and the sorts of people that tip tens of thousands of dollars into you going and doing this, give them some sort of leverage. So I decided what I need to do is make a list to be able to send a newsletter out to keep everyone updated with my racing. And then I thought, well, how do I go about doing that? I'm used to, building a list for internet marketing. How do I go about building a list for, of race fans and things like that to leverage off? And so I thought, now that I've created Click, Pop, Engage, let's have a go at building an engaging pop where we give something away. So I started a campaign. With Click, Pop, Engage to create a pop-up box, okay? And I put it over my own website. So this is a slightly different example to how some people might use it, but this is a perfect example of how some people will. Put it over my own website, and you can see we're on my Facebook page here. You'll see it's not the busiest page at the moment. We're just about to start building it up. It's only got 685 likes, so not a huge following. So out of that, you wouldn't expect it to go too far. And so I did this little post here where I gave away a Ferrari jacket. I just said, it's a simple post: win a Ferrari F1 jacket with $150 in our exclusive Facebook giveaway. Just visit the unique link to my website below, fill in the form, and you're in to win. Mm-hmm. So I did this. I put it up on Facebook, put it up for 2 days, and this is it here. So it's just loading up. Cool. So you can see there's a little pop over the top of my website. It's just a picture of my car there and a picture of what you win. Simple as, there's nothing magical trickery. I didn't even use video in this one to engage people in. This is just a straight image, and it was just put your name and your email in with pick me to win. Now, this promotion, it was open for 2 days, and when I started my business, I was promoting businesses online, and they would have been over the moon if they got 50 leads in a week. I mean, even today, I'm still stoked if I get 50 leads in a week, and I'm sure you would be too, Mike. It's a lot of people. This promotion in 2 days built my list to we captured 70 leads in 2 days, so 35 leads a day. That's nearly. Oh, that's 250 in a week if we get this promotion going a whole week, which is quite a substantial amount of people to be able to sell or promote things to. So that was a really practical way of gaining leads and building a list, even with something completely not IM related.
It goes to show you that, a lot of the times in the IM niche, we're very, I don't want to use the word incestuous, but we're very much insular. And we're just like, we talk about using IM to launch products and to do affiliate marketing and Facebook and t-shirts and all that stuff. But there's a whole other world out there, a whole other group of people that can use these tools. Even if you're not doing that kind of stuff, you can use these tools in order to build other email lists out there. And in email lists, like we all talk about making money from these email lists. And even sometimes I think, like, if you're in the internet marketing niche and you're building a list there, the industry standard says it's between $1 to $3 or whatever per subscriber per month, depending upon how you market it. Well, take that list outside of IM, and I'm looking at Ferraris here. Bring it to someone who, depending upon what your goal is with this, Sam, if you're looking for someone that's going to be sponsoring you, and that sponsor is worth $10,000 a month or a year, I don't even know how that works, but it doesn't take too many people on your list to make that money add up there. Maybe you've got an affiliate program for buying car parts or for I don't know, maybe they've even got one for buying a car. You send leads to people who are looking to buy race cars, and they're going to pay a lot more than $1 for that lead there.
Yeah, exactly. And like even just looking through some of the people that opted in on this, Mike, I'd admit to snooping through the list and checking out some names and things like that. And they're not even just like your typical, your race fan type of people. Some of them, are managing directors of companies and things like that. So some of them have probably seen it. And for me as a racing driver and as part of a team that's requires we're talking six figures per every few months to keep a car running. It's valuable. It's just the start of building a network, and you'll be amazed at what sort of people come out of the woodwork on the internet as well with this sort of stuff. So this is like quite an interesting offer from a point of view of where something that's not a part of the internet marketing circle like we discussed. And something I might just jump in now and just actually quickly show you something. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but I'm going to show you some of the analytics from this promo that we did here. So you can see here on my screen, I've got this one here that I'll highlight at the top, Sam Motorsport Leads. This is the actual campaign. I mean, out of a page with 600 people, we got 169 views, or 145 unique views. So a few people might have clicked it twice. Some of it's probably me just testing it out as well. We got 63 clicks and 63 conversions. So that's how many people put their details in via the form. Somehow my opt-in form on Aweber managed to get 70 leads. I don't know where the rogue 7 came from, but that's just the internet for you, isn't it? And but the really impressive thing is the click-through rate and the conversion rate of 37.28. I've actually been bringing that down because I've been bringing this page up quite a lot and clicking on it. But it was hovering around the 40% mark, which when you think about...
Very high for a pop-up.
Yeah, when you think about a percentage-wise or conversion-wise, when it's all essentially a numbers game, to have something around that 40% mark is quite impressive. Imagine if we had 1,000 clicks through to that, or had the time to put 1,000 people to that pop-up. It would have been awesome.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So what else do you have for us?
Yeah, cool. So that's an example of how it works. What I'm going to do now is, so on the front end product, I'm going to show you a few of the things you do get. Because something a lot of people, I've got a lot of feedback because when they heard I was creating this product, they said, templates, I want a template when I start. I don't care what it is, I just want one template. So we've gone ahead and we've built a few done-for-you templates as well. So all you have to do is you can lean on it or use it, or you swap things out for you. So we're actually in the pop builder here right now. So it's quite a easy sort of a system. It's a drag and a drop style builder. You can see on the left here of my screen, I've got text, I've got image, video. So you can insert a YouTube video clip. You've got the opt-in buttons, and you've got the fields as well. With the cool thing I found with building these opt-in fields is it's quite simple in the way there's no like magic difficult thing you have to do to get them in. It's as simple as clicking the field button. Oops. It's as simple as clicking the field button, and it drags in the first one that comes in, just as the enter your name one, and the second one that comes in is enter your email. So I might just actually quickly delete these two and just show you it in action. So yeah, so we're going to jump in. So adding a field, we just click the field button. The name one comes in. You can actually change that to say whatever you want. Please put your name in. Whatever you want to do. I mean, you probably won't put it in like that, so to speak. It's just an example. And then so you've got the name field, because you can choose which field type it is. And then the cool thing is when you click field again, it automatically detects it's going to be the email one. There's no dropping down boxes, so it flows quite nicely. I've tested this out with a few friends and people who aren't that sharp when it comes to this sort of stuff, and they found it quite intuitive to use.
That's the biggest test you can do, is find some people that aren't tech savvy.
Yeah, so I could imagine I could make my dad build a pop, on this quite easy, and then for the opt-in button or the submit button, it's as simple as clicking the button,
The button
and
button.
and that's already linked together with the form, which is already linked up when you go to create the pop. There's you select which list and things you want to do before you even make it to this screen. So you go through and you put in the details. You can integrate MailChimp, Aweber, and GetResponse.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite a simple process, especially for Aweber. It's a click of a button to integrate it, and then you've got your whole list there, and you can choose which list you want this pop to go to. So it's a simple step-by-step process that leads you through it, and you end up building a pop, and then you can put it over the top of the website. So that's the pop builder right there. Quite a good example. Like it's almost self-explanatory.
No, it looks pretty simple to use. Now that's built inside of. You have to have a WordPress blog in order to use this, right?
Yeah, so this is a WordPress plugin because we do get I've got a huge amount of people on my list who love the WordPress plugin side of things, and especially in this marketing circle, I guess. Excuse me. In this marketing circle, I guess there are there's a lot of people who use WordPress or rely on WordPress to do things. There's quite a lot of flexibility and other tools you can sort of layer up in WordPress to do a lot of trick things. So we went ahead and created this one for WordPress because I had quite a few people pestering me. When are you going to do a WordPress product? Because I have promoted some of them, and they've actually been some of my most successful promotions when emailing my list.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, and then I guess I can quickly show you some of the templates, a few examples. So we've done some templates as well, where we've just put, what you need to put in or to get you a starting point, because some people just don't even know where to start when it comes to building these pops. So you're going to get on the front end offer with the personal license, you get 5 templates. And then if you go the pro license, you get 10 templates to start you off. And then once we start discussing the
Sam,
one-time
can you put this over another website? Because I've seen it over your website. Can you try to put it over another website? Like, does it work on all websites? Are there some websites that it doesn't work on? Does it because normally I know trouble websites are like Facebook can be troublesome, YouTube can be troublesome, Amazon, CNN. Like, what sites can you put it over, and what sites can't you put it over?
Yeah. So, like as you mentioned, some of the troublesome websites have been, ones that are quite good at blocking the iframing, things like your YouTube and your Facebook. Admittedly, this won't make it over the top of YouTube. I mean, you could give it a go. In our tests, it's proven to not work quite yet, but it has worked on quite a lot. Like the majority of websites, I can say I've hardly seen an instance where it doesn't work. Like especially, on your viral news websites like your Huffington Post and things like that. It's worked over the top of perfectly fine. So I'm going to jump into the campaigns button here, and we're actually going to start a campaign. We're going to call this the Mike from Maine test.
Like I'm wondering what would happen over MikeFromMaine.com if you put it over my site. I mean, I've already got a pop-up, so I don't know if that's going to mess things up, but we can try it.
Let's have a go. Let's just jump straight in. So I'm going to put it over MikeFromMaine.com. The pop I'm going to put over the top. I will put the these pops we've got here. I'll put the island one. I'll put the island one with the video actually. Now what we can do is we can choose different parts of where the pop can go up. So pop up is basically where it just pops up. It's up on the screen as soon as it's there. Mm-hmm. Okay. There's a few different pops. The next one is pop wait, which is where where the pop doesn't show up until they move the mouse off the actual website. Mm-hmm. We've got pop last chance, which pops up when you try to exit the website. And we've got pop fix, which stays in a fixed position on the website there.
Which one do you like?
Personally, I'm sort of like, as I use them on my website, the one I quite liked just is the pop the pop-up, the one that's already fixed on the website right from the word go. They're forced to see it, look at it. But the pop fix has its uses as well to keep at the bottom of a page as they read an article, and things like that as well. So I quite like all of them, but my preference has to be the pop-up because I just think, some people, especially the way I was using it to drive traffic, it was good to just jump in. Another cool thing with this plugin, which a lot of people have commented on, is how a lot of this stuff is unlocked right on the front end. So on the front end product, you get access to be able to choose these different pops. You can choose which part of the screen it goes on and things like that. Like I know there has been other products in the past where you're forced to go through the funnel before you get this sort of level of customization. So we're going to put that, we'll make that one pop up in the center of Mike from Maine, and then the autoresponder, we choose autoresponder campaign if we want to submit a submission on the pop, and then also you can make it so it redirects to a sales page after you submit. So I might redirect, since we're going to your website, let's redirect it to my website after I put my details in, and let's just see how this all works. So we're going to save this campaign right now. Perfect. So there's our campaign, and there's our unique link there. So we're going to pop that open in another tab and just let it load up. Bear with me, the internet might be a bit slow here. So as you can see straight away, look at this, we've got a video playing to capture in the attention. So I might just pause that as we walk through it. You can see the pop is over the top of Mike from Maine's website. It's over the top of your pop as well, Mike. Sorry about that.
It's okay. No worries.
So I'm going to jump in and capture a lead right now. I'm going to enter the competition, and you can see I've captured a lead, and it's also redirected
and then you're back, and then you're back to your website. Cool. And I know a question that I always get, like there's been other software that has done similar things. People always ask, well, won't people get angry with you if you do this to their websites? And what do you tell them? I always say, look, if you're afraid of what you're doing is going to be that people are going to get angry with you, then get permission from them before doing it. But in most circumstances, like if someone does that to my website, I don't care. Go ahead, do it. Like people are gonna X out of that. A percentage of people are gonna X out and not put in their information, and I'm gonna get free traffic from you. Like,
yeah,
what do you tell people?
There's always some bad from good, I guess, or good from bad. But I agree with you. If you are out there to go and get a bit rogue and do things like that, firstly, I think it's probably maybe a ill-judged campaign if you're going about doing things like that. Like, I mean, people like the BBC and the Huffington Post and things like that, they don't care if you do this stuff and share it on the internet. I mean, as you said, a percentage of people are going to click through to their website and they're going to get traffic anyway. And so, as you mentioned, my answer is basically in line with yours. If in doubt, ask, especially if it's someone oh, you'd never catch me putting a pop over your website in a real life scenario, and I'm sure, I probably wouldn't catch most people doing it over mine unless they find what I do interesting and it is a viral news thing, and then it's a good problem. But yeah, it's a case of I think it's a case of just ask before you do it, especially if it is someone or fringe. But yeah, a lot of those bigger companies, I mean, it's a way a lot of people gather leads and everything on Facebook and on social media nowadays. I mean, you just have to scroll through your Facebook news feed to get a good idea of how people are just looking for clicks and looking for people to drive traffic and things like that.
And Sam, one other thing that came to mind, a way of using this, and I'm not sure if this would work or not, but if you were going to promote someone's offer and a sales page, and you had an exit pop on it going to another offer of yours or going to another offer of someone else's as an affiliate, could that be a way of using this as well?
Yeah, that certainly could be, Mike. It's another good way of doing it. Like we can because the exit pop is a really cool tool as well, because it keeps that traffic engaging. It keeps that traffic. It stops that traffic from just disappearing. You've got a second chance to be able to use that traffic So we're going to put this pop over the top, and we're just going to have a look at this this exit, like just as an exit example as well. We'll put it on now because it gives you the ability to be able to redirect traffic, and it is your last chance, as it's called. It's called the pop last chance. So we've
You didn't select your pop, I don't think.
that's why, yeah. So I'll select. So we'll choose the island video one again. Thanks, Mike. Yeah. So again, like, how much better is it if you, especially when we talk of this numbers game, a certain percentage of people are going to visit your site, a certain percentage of people are going to exit your site without buying. But imagine if you could have a second chance to be able to capture these people. So I'm going to jump on this website. And I'm going to try and exit out of it. And then you see the pops come up to try and give you a last chance. Sorry, there's a whole bunch of noise going on. So the pops come up and tried to get me to opt in at the last minute as well, to try and save me or capture a lead. And when it is a numbers game, like we said, if 100% of people go to your website, 50% of those people exit the website. But if you can recapture 25% of those people, there's 25 more people that are going through the sales page or being redirected to where you want them to go to get a second chance at selling to them.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I think that's another whole use for this. Okay, Sam, is there anything else on the front end offer that people are going to see on the sales page? Anything else that you wanted to show us before we start talking about the one-time offers?
Cool. Yeah. So as you said, Mike, with the front end offer, we've got two front end offers. So we've got the personal offer, which is going to start off, and that is going to allow you to build one pop and run one campaign. This is for your guy who maybe just wants to dip his toe in the water, or is just feeling things out. You also get 5 templates to choose from. It might just be someone who wants to just run one campaign. But then what the offer, which I can see a lot of people going to, is the pro offer. The pro offer, it's only $4 more than the personal license. You get 100 pops that you can build. So you can build up to 100 pop campaigns. So that's more than enough at this stage. And you get 10 templates as well to get you started. So you get 10 templates, which is going to you can build off and start really filling out what Click Pop Engage is all about.
And you can use these on your. Can you install it on as many of your own websites as you want? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so it'll come with a special a key to unlock the software for, because you'll plug it in on a WordPress on a server somewhere or onto your website. So it is limited to that license with 100 to be able to build 100 pops or 100 campaigns. What you can do, though, is, because we're starting to talk about the people that are a bit more serious now, is I'm going to lead into the OTO 1 here with the one-time offer. You're going to have the chance to be able to purchase developer rights for Click Pop Engage, because we touched on it earlier, and there's a lot of people out there who are going to want to use this as I talked about how I started my business offering services to people and things like that. It's going to be a lot of people out there who are going to want to do that, and to them, the personal and the pro license is going to be a little bit limiting for what they're trying to achieve. So with OTO 1, we'll jump in and we'll have a look at what you get with OTO 1. With OTO 1, we'll start off, I'll tell you can build unlimited pops and unlimited campaigns. So say in theory you're running some massive agency, you've got 1,000 clients who need pops all day, every day. You can do that with OTO, with the developer rights. You've got fully unlocked, full harness the power of Click Pop Engage. You get 100 templates to start you off.
Okay.
Templates that have been optimized for the pop-up scenario or the pop fix one, where it stays fixed at the bottom of the site and things like that. So you get 100 templates to get you started, saving you time. And then also you get the analytics tool, which I've showed you a little bit earlier when I jumped in a bit earlier. You get analytics where you can you'll be able to justify you being able to sell it as a service to your clients by showing them the analytics. You can show them the cold hard figures of what they're doing, the conversion rate, and justify what you might be charging them, or even use it as an excuse to charge them, or you might work out a commission per how many leads you get. So and the analytics tool is a really strong tool for those people who want to see which pops are converting and which ones aren't. It's a really good feedback when we were testing pops earlier on a different version, which I can't show you on my screen right now. It was real cool to be able to gauge which ones were working and which ones weren't, because you could go tune the ones that weren't working to increase conversions.
So Sam, on the front end offer, on the first one on the sales page, you don't get analytics. If you want to have analytics, you have to get the first one-time offer. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's completely correct, Mike. You have to get the developer rights to be able to get access to analytics. On the front end offer, you're running with the pops. So analytics is huge. I know from running a business, being able to justify what you're doing, especially online, especially if you're pitching offline businesses, or people might be from the older generation or the more traditional way of marketing. They need these cold hard figures to justify what you're doing. They don't get the internet, so to speak, like you and I trust that it's working, for some things, but we still like proof. But then also with that developer rights, we've chucked in a really cool feature called the Pop Locker. So what the Pop Locker is, it allows you to lock down content on a website, so you cannot access that content until you opt in. So we've created one here where this is just a random example video on a random page where I thought, cool, there we go. So as you can see, we've got the video up, and I'm going to jump in and want to watch this. I'm going to put my details in. I'm going to try and watch this video. Perfect. Now I've got it unlocked. So this is another tool you get with developer rights. It's another way, there's our friend Todd, actually. It's another way to be able to get leads through basically, I guess, getting a bit more forceful or forcing opt-ins and generate leads those way. Again, this would be really cool on viral news articles and things that you put on Facebook. We've all been there. We've scrolled the Facebook news feed. You've seen an awesome headline. You've clicked on it, and you've got to opt in to get it, but you're already sold on wanting to read the article, so who cares? I'm going to put my email address in anyway. So this is what you get with developer rights as well. So you're getting unlimited pops. You get 100 templates. You get the analytics. You get the Pop Locker feature and a license to be able to use Click, Pop, Engage to run, to sell as a service.
What's the second OTO?
The second OTO is second OTO is actually white label rights. So white label rights for Click, Pop, Engage. It's going to allow you to. I might actually bring up the page here. So the second OTO is we've got white label rights to Click, Pop, Engage. So this is stepping it up another level, Mike. This is for those people who want to be able to do exactly what we've done and sold Click, Pop, Engage as a product. It's for those people who want to do that themselves. I mean, obviously, people have bought Click, Pop, Engage, so there is an obvious need for it, So you have the opportunity to be able to cash in on being able to sell Click, Pop, Engage as a product, because that's something, we were talking about my income and things earlier about the whole marketing game. One of the reasons why I've reached some of the levels of income I have outside of mailing is being able to sell a product. I mean, it's totally key. So this is your chance to be able to get a product to be able to sell. You're going to get this is giving you a bit of a sneak peek of the page here. You're going to be able to get all versions of Click, Pop, Engage to be able to sell to people, so you can enter at different price points, so you've got a higher chance of converting. You're going to get the white label license. You're also going to get the Photoshop and HTML document to our sales page and a copy of our high converting sales video as well. So
that's worth it right there, because a lot of times getting that sales material together is one of the hardest parts. You can actually take the sales material, take the sales page, put your own buy now buttons on there, go out and sell it, keep all the commissions. You don't have to share any of the money with you guys, and they get all the leads too, so they can build their email list from those leads.
Yeah, exactly. It's their chance to really just lean on all of our hard work, I guess, months in the making, all of this, and testing and trying things. You get it, in a box to just open up and sell as your own. You get so you get the Photoshop and the HTML version. You get the sales video. You can download it. You can edit it. You can do whatever you want to be able to sell ClickBob Engage. You can rebrand it, and you get the license as well for white label. So that's a really awesome chance to be able to make even more money with ClickBob Engage. It's sort of like the sky's your limit with that one, really, isn't it?
And I think there's one more one-time offer.
Yeah, so we got a third OTO, which is what that is it's actually going to be a two-part webinar series with myself fronting it. It's two 2-hour workshops that I'm going to show you. The first workshop is actually going to cover how I went from being a total newbie to making the sorts of money I have online recently. I mean, in the last 65 days, we've done nearly $70,000 worth of product sales in terms of just sales and things like that. And then, so what this is I'm going to run you through in a workshop how I got started. I mean, you've known me right from when I was a newbie, Mike, so you've seen the story firsthand. I'm going to run you through the practical steps I took basically to get to where I am today. It's quite practical workshop. I get a lot of feedback from people that have joined my webinars in the past on Skype and things, and they're real excited because it almost opens your eyes as to how people out there who may not have the slightest idea of how to get into internet marketing. This is almost for you, as well as those experienced guys who have been playing it for a while but haven't quite cracked it, to the level they want to. So I lean on what I've learned from Sam Becker. I've lived with him the last couple of months. He's become one of my closest friends. I mean, I was friends with him before I started as well. But I lean on what I've learned with him and teach you some of the secrets he's taught me, and then also how to really get an income stream by using your list and mailing offers as well, which I know you're familiar with. And then the second workshop is a new one. This is a new one I haven't done yet with anyone. So you'll be the first people to actually get access to this workshop. It is what I've so I'm going to skip down to workshop 2. It's basically what I've learned in business. I've run a few businesses that have failed and have worked in the past, and also with my car racing career, what I've related from that into internet marketing, because there's a lot I didn't realize I used in internet marketing that I actually picked up from there, like preparation and the key, how success breeds success and things like that. So this is something I'm going to relate to you as well and turn it into practical steps that you can use as well. It means you don't have to be a race car driver, you don't have to be a former failed business owner to make it in internet marketing, but it's your chance to see sort of the mindset I've gone into internet marketing with and how I still use that today as things have expanded from where I started. So yeah, it's quite an insightful sorry. It's quite an insightful sorry, Mike. It's quite an insightful workshop in the fact that I'm really practical. I love getting questions in the chat box. I love answering your questions and helping you out. And we do love to hand out resources as well, so you can actually practically apply the workshop. There's no pitch. I'm not going to sell you anything. It's a case of come in, learn, try and achieve those levels of success you're after. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where some of the people from this workshop end up in 1 month, 2 months, a year from now.
Well, I mean, you're qualified to teach this because you've recently gone through this. It's always nice learning from people who have recently had success. Most of the time, they are a lot more excited about teaching it. People that have been successful for years and years doing this, they've forgotten what it's like to not be making money, and even sometimes I can be guilty of that. After you've had that success, but with you, I mean, I can definitely see people that are interested in doing this. I mean, you've got throughout your whole product sales funnel here, there's going to be different people that are going to be picking this up for different reasons. Some people will just want to get the front end product and get access to that. to the software. Some people are going to want the developer right, so they can have more of a serious tool there and be able to use it with their customer site. Some people are going to want to resell it, and then some people are going to want to come through and learn more about that whole reselling experience and how you've been able to build up your business. Sam, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Is there anything else, anything that we missed, anything that you wanted to mention before we wrap it up?
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Thanks for having me on the show today, and it's been really awesome to be able to share, what started off as an idea and out of the passion that I had to, build my list, turned it into a product that I can share with people to help get similar results to what I've had, or get them on their way in their internet marketing or just business journey. So, I guess the last thing I'd like to share is just, when it comes to making money online, one of the biggest things I've learned is, the money actually is in the list. You hear it, you've heard it from Mike, you've heard it from me, you've heard it from a lot of marketers, and that's why this product is quite, close to what I'm trying to achieve. And I think, by jumping on with ClickPop Engage, jump in, have a look. I encourage you to jump into the webinars as well. I'd love to share, more in depth, more personally, my story with you as customers, and there's nothing I want to see more than actually see you guys succeed with this product and with the things you may learn off me in the webinar as well.
Again, thanks for coming on, and best of luck with your launch.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. Look forward to it. Thanks for having me again.
I hope you enjoyed the interview today with Sam. If you are interested in picking up ClickPop Engage, you're going to want to come back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern on Tuesday, June 16th. You're going to be able to get the lowest price along with my special bonuses. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.